Hello, everybody. Don't know if you've caught the video from earlier on, but please make sure you do so. We're back with a little bit of an update of which I think we kind of need to discuss, to be honest with you. As you can see on screen, Craig Hope, who's a very, very good journalist. I think he speaks incredibly well. Was having a little bit of a debate with Simon Jordan this morning, and I always enjoy it when Jordan's put in his place, even though Simon Jordan does love the mighty whites, doesn't he? However, Craig Hope, I've been tuning into a lot of the Newcastle bits, to be honest, this window. I was having a conversation with a friend not long ago who's a massive Newcastle fan, huge season ticket holder, and we spoke about Rodrigo Muniz. And I said to him, I'm really surprised you lads aren't looking at him as maybe a supplementary to Vissa in a front two, maybe someone who, you get him and Vissa for around about 70 million quid or 75 million quid, whatever the fee will be. But I think Rodrigo Muniz in a Newcastle system would be absolutely superb. Unfortunately, Craig Hope has suggested or spoken this morning about Newcastle putting in an informal inquiry for Rodrigo Muniz. Now, that has been broken around about 5 minutes ago. If we are to pick that apart, they obviously want Benjamin Sesko. These are moving parts. It looks like Alexander Isak has agreed to go to Liverpool, and personal terms are agreed there that a bid is set to be lodged. Now, this is why we're talking about Alexander Isak. Well, this is where all the parts are going to move from, really. It means that Newcastle have a set capital of which they can invest in their side. Does that mean they go out and get two strikers? According to Craig Hope, they might do. And then the conversation sparks up really of who they are going to be in terms of strikers. Now, according to several reports today, Benjamin Sesko only wants Manchester United when it comes to the RB Leipzig striker, which then means that Newcastle, as they have had to do throughout this window, really, are going to have to go scrambling around. And I say scrambling around with the utmost respect, really, when it comes to Rodrigo Muniz. And it appears that he is next in line. As I've said, the report specifically from Craig Hope today is that Newcastle have made an informal inquiry for the Fulham striker Rodrigo Muniz. No high-level talks have taken place yet, but intermediaries have been involved in discussions. A fee of 40 million quid has been mentioned. Now, what do we know a little bit earlier on? We know that Leeds United made a £32 million bid, which was rejected. And now we know with Newcastle that they're talking in around 40 million quid, which if 138 million comes in for Isak, of which we are expecting to come in from Liverpool at some stage, obviously with the sale of Luis Diaz, meaning they've got 75 million in the back pocket, and potentially Darwin Núñez going out as well toward the end of the next couple of weeks. They're going to have a lot of money in the pocket. So they'll be able to, obviously they're going in for Isak, and then the dominoes start falling. But apparently Sesko wants Manchester United. That is the only club, apparently, according to sources this morning, that he wants to go in for. And if you are to believe reports on the Tyne, their next move is Rodrigo Muniz. Now, what does this mean for Leeds United? Well, it means for Leeds that we are potentially going to have to start looking at alternatives. Now, there's not been that much being spoken about. We spoke, obviously, earlier this morning about a certain Ukrainian striker who you can go check out, everybody, if you haven't checked out the Room Mill this morning. But we spoke about him. We spoke about alternatives that Leeds might be looking at in terms of a left winger as well. But in the space of a week, you could be looking at a scenario where Pajau and Muniz are off the table. If they ever were on the table, it feels like, especially when it comes to Igor Pajau, that was definitely on the table. But Rodrigo Muniz, a bid was made, and nothing has happened since then, really. And yeah, I feel like he would aid that Newcastle system in terms of a transitional midfielder, a striker, I should say, especially with Alanga and Anthony Gordon on either side. I think it'd be a really good addition. And with him being at a young age of 24, there is actually a conversation whether or not he'd be a better addition in terms of in transition than Johan Visser. So, yeah, lots going on there. It's a bit of a blow for Leeds because it feels like the fee as well is, it's what, 7 million on top of what we originally bidded. So a Leeds bid, I should say, but so a Leeds still in the conversation. That is the conversation if Leeds are still there. Unfortunately, I don't rate our chances. I wonder if Muniz has been potentially put off by the Pajau news of him not coming either. Who knows? Who knows how this is going to go? But I wonder as well if Muniz has been a little bit, reluctant to join a side of which, in Fulham, he's going to be part of a setup of which he's going to be the main striker very soon when Raul Jimenez obviously departs, or at least becomes secondary option with him being 35 years of age or going on to 35 years of age. But I've seen a lot of Newcastle fans say he'll be back up, he won't be back up. I think he'll be part of a two, or he'll be part of a competition sphere when it comes to potentially him and Johan Visser. So yeah, that is the news. I expected them to maybe get Sesko when it comes to Newcastle. It doesn't appear like that is going to be happening when it comes to set reports today. Looks like it is going to be a little bit more focused on them potentially getting, the likes of Leeds United targets. So slightly upsetting. But let us know what you think in the comment section below, everybody. Are you sort of wounded by it? I am pretty wounded by this one. I thought Muniz would have been the one which was, the needle mover, but Leeds will have alternative targets. I'm sure they will have. Look, I think everybody's getting a bit frustrated now after the Pajau news, but let's bear in mind Leeds made two signings last week. Two signings last week. Anton Stack came in and Lucas Perry also came in. So it was a good week for Leeds last week. And then towards the back end of the week previously, we brought in Sean Longstaff. So yeah, I think we've got to look at it right now. We've got to say things are moving in the right way. Sunderland have gone in for Guiu, who we were speaking about at Chelsea not long ago as well. I'm not 100% sure that's the right move for them, but yeah, that's a striker option they're going for. We know Burnley, Leeds, and Sunderland are all hunting round for that option right now, so we'll have to wait and see who that next move is. If you're asking me who that next move is, from my perspective, I don't know. I'll have to go out and do a bit of research. I have been hell set, as you guys are well aware of. I've been very, very set on Rodrigo Muniz. I was very set on Igor Pajau, but unfortunately, the dealings of which we're doing right now, we're going for upper echelon players. We're going up against teams like Newcastle, who have Champions League next season. We're going up against teams like Marseille, who have Champions League next season. If you are to sort of believe the reports that have been put out there, Leeds did absolutely everything they could to try and convince Igor Pajau to come to Leeds United. Perry even had an hour-long conversation with him. Fark had a conversation with him. You even had Parag Marat on the phone having a conversation with him. Feels like when you're looking at this report specifically by The Athletic, he had a conversation with De Zerbi, which was an in-depth conversation. If you to read The Athletic report in particular, it is there for you to see, I believe, online now. No. I'll find it somehow. It'll be on my social media at some stage. But yeah, looks like we all tried. We tried to get that deal done, but unfortunately, we just couldn't get it over the line. And De Zerbi sort of outlined his plans. I'm sure representatives at Marseille spoke to him as well. Yeah, and it is what it is, everybody. So let me know what you think in the comment section below with this. Are you bothered by it? Are you, does it make you feel a little bit nervous that maybe Leeds United haven't got that starting number 9 sorted as of yet? And who would you go for alternatively? Let us know, guys, in the comment section below. Keep your chin up. Don't be too upset by it. And Leeds might even still be in the running for him. Who knows? Let me know what you think in the comment section below, everybody. And we'll see you on the other side. Cheers.